Hey, singles and divorcees and all my party people, I'm back. And today I'm going to be talking about community property and dating. Have you guys heard this term? Has anyone referred to you as community property? So sad. But yeah, I've heard the term thrown around before, and it's usually dudes referring to females as community property. Have you guys heard this term, community property? Um, I usually envision, or the people that I've seen use the word community property and dating, it's usually a dude like from the hood or from straight out of prison or jail or a gang member. It's usually not people with a high level of education. I haven't seen like too many college educated men refer to women as community property. Have you? If you guys have, please share it in the comment section below. But from my experience, it's usually just like slang. Nothing bad or good about it. It's just those are the type of people that I usually see using the word community property and referring to women. And I think it's usually like a form of disrespect to women or to make them aware that, like, we know that you sleep with multiple people and like a lot of people have access to you, which is fine. If you want to diss a woman and she's going to allow you to, that's y'all thing. But honestly, my little 2 cents, man, some of you guys are community property as well, okay? You guys are community property as well. An example of that is like I see you guys have like multiple kids, like you have 6, 7 kids by multiple women. You're sticking your penis in like various women, like you sleep with multiple women at your school or at your job or in your community. The same thing that you guys say that women do, you guys are doing the same thing as well. So that's just like a brief overview of what I've seen in regards to community property. I just wanted to clear things up. Like I see a lot of fellas like trying to bash the women and call them community property. I'm not even saying you guys are wrong, because a lot of the time these women might be community property. They might have slept with like multiple people, and you might be just making them aware of like some of their actions and the way that they're perceived. So if you guys are new to this term, I'm about to break it down and give you some examples of what I think community property means in regards to dating. Um, Community property is usually a person who slept with you, and they slept with your friends, they slept with your relatives. That's usually community property. That means like everyone in your circle probably got a chance to sleep with them. Um, it can also be people that sleep with multiple partners on the same sport team. So say like you're traveling on a track team and you slept with Larry one weekend at one game, and then you slept with Jerry the second week at another state or another track meet. You sleep with multiple people on the sports team. Maybe basketball players or football players, whatever you're into. You've been tossed around by many people who know each other. That's what community property means. Like everyone has access to you. And men do the same thing. Like some of them will date a woman, then they'll date their sister, or they've dated their aunt or their cousin or even the mother in some cases. So fellas, you guys do the same thing. They date people at the school, like you're in high school. They're dating you. They dated the girl in third period. They dated the girl in fourth period. They hooked up with one of the cheerleaders. Um, they hooked up with one of the homegirls. Like, so yeah, fellas can be community property as well. Hate to break it to you guys. Community property can also be like you dated someone and now you're dating your friends' exes or their relatives or their acquaintances. You can also date in the same hood, and by that I mean like gang members. Like say you belong to a gang, like on a gang of Crips or something. Not even that you belong to them, that you hang out with them, and you slept with like little C, and then you slept with big C and BGC. Like you might have even had kids with like 3 homeboys that live like in the same neighborhood. That's what I mean. Like, that's community property. Like, everyone has had a turn with you. Oh, and you can also be considered community property when you're dating people from the same ethnic background. I'm going to just give an example. Like, say there's an Indian community in like the Los Angeles area, and you dated, like, say, let's just say Jay. You dated Jay, and then Jay knows another dude who's also from India, and his name is Al. You hooked up with both of them and they happen to know each other. So that usually doesn't work out well. I've seen instances like that where people have slept with two people in the same community, the same ethnic community, and then you pop up at an event and they both happen to be there and they talk amongst each other. Like, it might be a certain girl and they'd be like, oh yeah, I used to mess with her. And he'd be like, oh, I mess with her. Oh, she was talking so and so. So there, you get like a reputation of sleeping with like various people in the same community. They kind of look at you like a hood rat or uh, like just a hoe, basically. I can't say whether that's true or not. Like, you might just be a person who likes to have sex with multiple people, because a lot of times these dudes who are trying to salt your name, they're doing the same thing. So yeah, I'm about equality over here on the Spicy Divorce Party Planner show. Let's see who else. Oh, or if you go to a bar and you date like one of the guys that's a regular there, and then another guy comes into the same bar, and then you end up hooking up with him the same weekend or the next weekend. You might even date some of the employees there, the staff or the manager, the supervisor, the bar owner. That's considered community property, because like all these various people had access to you, all these various people slept with you. I've even seen community property go down in the church. Sometimes it's the dudes, it's the fellows, it's the people in leadership roles. I knew one guy, he was engaged to a woman that was part of the choir, and he ended up sleeping with another choir member from the same church. So he's community property. And it didn't just stop there. We heard stories that he slept with other women at the same church. So yes, fellas, you guys are community property as well. Quit trying to make it seem like, oh, like you guys are holier than thou, because a lot of the time you guys are probably calling people community property because you're just mad that the women are doing the same thing that you guys have been doing for multiple years. Hoeing, okay? um, oh my God, there's people that are considered community property on dating sites. For example, there's a site called Tagged. Tagged has been around for like at least 10 or 15 years. You'll see these dudes on there for like the past 10 or 15 years, and they've dated probably like multiple women off the dating sites. So that's community property. You didn't just date one woman off there and leave it at that. You dated like five, probably more than five, to be honest with you. They probably dated like 20 to 30 women off the same dating site. It's pretty disgusting. It's like they have no boundaries. They'll just sleep with anything or anyone who is in front of them. Women do it and men do it. And the reality is that, like, um, uh, these people that are sleeping with people on the dating sites, they're probably like, they could be running like prostitution rings on there. You don't know who you're sleeping with off these dating sites. Some of them are uh, men dressed as women. Like, I've heard fellas talk to me about it. They said they went to a woman's house. They thought it was a woman, and they find out it's a man. So like, people are just messing with anybody, and they're taking risk with their life. HIV is real, like other sexual transmitted diseases are real. So that's why a lot of people try to use the term community property, make people aware of like what they're doing and that it's kind of frowned upon. So yeah, that's what community property means in regards to dating. If you guys have any questions about it, drop it below. If you guys have any stories about community property, if you guys dated a woman and you think of her as community property, leave it in the comment section. We'd like to hear about it. If you know some men that you consider community property, tell us all about it, ladies. Tell us all about it, so we will make sure and not cross paths with these fools who just have no discretion and will sleep with anything and anybody that crosses their path. So that's it for now. I'd like to keep the party going, and you guys can help by keep the party going by sharing the stream, dropping some comments, leaving me emojis. I love emojis. Drop me some party emojis. Drop me some smiley face emojis. Some hearts, some black hearts for anti-Valentine's Day because it's around the corner. Bye for now.